When was the last time you consciously asked yourself a question? Take a moment and think back to the first thoughts that entered your mind when you woke up this morning. Play back your inner monologue and take a close look at the way in which your inner voice spoke to you in those first few moments of awareness. Chances are it said things like, "I'm hungry. I think I'll have eggs for breakfast today. I better get moving so I'm not late for work." At face value, these are all statements. But where did those statements come from? Why did you have those thoughts in the first place? They didn't just come from nowhere. Something inspired them. Something created a space that those statements needed to fill. Try to go back to the moment just before you became conscious of those thoughts. What were they a response to? You probably weren't aware of it, but before your inner voice had the chance to speak up, a deeper part of you was silently asking, "How do I feel? What would I like to eat? What time is it, and how can I make sure I fulfill my responsibilities?" Your thoughts were all answers to questions. The truth is, we are constantly asking questions of ourselves, of each other, and of the world around us. But that's not the way that most of us experience life. Much of the time, the questions we ask elude our conscious awareness because we're only paying attention to the statements, the answers. This is no accident. The society we live in is obsessed with answers. Our culture has programmed us so completely to focus on them that often we can't hear the questions we ask ourselves. And even when we do hear them, how thoughtful are we about the kinds of questions we're asking? Or the way they're worded and the kinds of answers they are designed to elicit? Solutions, results, outcomes, and actions are valued so highly that we hardly ever consider the thing that creates and shapes the conscious and unconscious spaces out of which they appear. Rarely do we place the same level of importance and intention on the questions from which we hope our precious answers will arise. This is a missed opportunity. By chasing after answers in our search for solutions to all sorts of issues in our personal lives, in our relationships, and even globally, we are looking in the wrong place. We're making a mad dash for the finish line without any understanding of the race course we're running. Just as the course dictates the shape of a race, it is the question that gives shape to its answer. After having observed thousands of conversations in the end, I've seen firsthand how questions not only shape answers, but have the power to nurture and support the connection between two human beings. Our society underestimates that power. But if you learn first to recognize it and then to wield it, you'll find yourself in possession of an extremely valuable tool for having better, deeper conversations. But the power of questions can do so much more than that. It is the key to empowering your experience of being alive. Learning how to create better questions will give you the ability to shape not just your conversations, but your perspective of the world, which in turn will allow you to shape your reality. So how does this work in practice? Take a moment and imagine yourself asking a child if they want to go to bed or not. It's getting late, so you interrupt their playtime and politely ask, "Do you want to start getting ready for bed?" Drawing on the extensive research I've conducted over the past several years of fatherhood, statistically speaking, 98.8% of the time, the answer will be a definitive no, usually wailed at high volume. But what happens if you change the question? What if you ask the same child, "Do you want to go to sleep on the bed or on the couch?" Suddenly, staying up past bedtime is no longer an option. The child's answer can only be bed or couch.